Hey, it's Rebecca, and I have a quick video for you. This is a Facebook for Beginners video about tagging and what shows up on your timeline. So right now, we are here on my personal timeline. That's me, Rebecca Heriz Smith. If I click home, it goes to my news feed. If I click my name up here, it takes me to this timeline or this profile page. So you will see on my profile here on my timeline, my friend Mandy tagged me in a post. So then I got a notification from Facebook over here that says, Mandy Worth tagged you in a post, go to timeline review. Let's see, I can actually show you one because a friend just tagged me in a post and I need to review it. So what I'm going to show you how to do is control what actually shows up on your timeline. So if friends tag you in a photo or tag you in a post like this, you can decide whether or not it shows up on your timeline. Okay, so this is the one that Mandy did. I approved it, obviously. Down here somewhere, Susan tagged me in a post. I don't know what it says yet. I haven't even looked. She was showing me how to draft a note because I thought it would be like in create a new post, but it wasn't. Okay, so Susan created this note for me and she tagged me in the post and she tagged me in the comments. Comments won't show up on a timeline, just the actual post. So when she created this note, she tagged me in it. And so now I have to approve or hide this notification. And so I'm going to show you how to set your timeline so that you can decide what shows up on your timeline. So I've got all these back here that either I haven't looked through yet or I don't want too much stuff that's posted from other people to show up on my timeline. I want to control what shows up there in case people are searching for me and they look at my timeline, friends or people I don't know. I want to control what shows up in that timeline, and so that's why I've set mine like this. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So we're going to go up here to this little tiny drop down arrow, and this is how to do it on a desktop. It would of course be different on your phone, and different phones have different apps, so you kind of have to do a search for your type of phone in order to find out how to do it. But basically you're going into settings. So once you find settings on your phone, it should be the same process. So we go into general settings and scroll down to timeline and tagging. And here you see you have a lot of different awesome options in here to control what shows up on your timeline, who can post on your timeline, who can post on your timeline, like just, you know, what shows up on your Facebook, like on your timeline, and what friends see it, what the public can see, and so forth. So the first option is who can post on your timeline. A lot of people actually have this set to only me, which means your friends can't post on your timeline. Now, if it's your birthday and 5,300 people want to come and post on your timeline, this can be really frustrating because they can't do it. I prefer having this one set on friends. My friends can post on my timeline. I think that that's fine. It's a great way to communicate. But you might want yours on only me. Now, if you have had friends tell you that they can't post on your timeline, this is where you need to come to fix that. Okay, the second option down here is the one that I was talking about with being able to review your tags. So it says review posts friends tag you in before they appear on your timeline. This does not edit how it shows in the news feed though. That's different. But this is for your timeline, so you're going to click on edit. It shows you an example, which is basically what I just showed you when I clicked on my notifications and we saw that Susan had written that note. So here it is, enabled. I have the review option enabled. The default is disabled. So if you want to be able to review it, click enabled, close, and move along. Review what other people see in your timeline. This is cool. So if you want to be able to see what your timeline looks like to other people, you click on View As. And then over here, right now it's set to public. And if I want it, so right now this is how anyone can see my timeline, like whether they're friends with me or not, because I have a lot of public posts, so a lot of people can see what I post. But if I've done something that was like a private post and I want to make sure that no one else can see it, then I'm going to type someone else's name. And so just as an example, I've typed Piers's because he's my husband. And so I do a lot of things that where only he can see what. I'm not going to go into that. But if I did something where only he can see it, I would want to put somebody else's name to make sure that no one else sees it, right? But I might want to check his name just to make sure that's showing up for him. So if I want to post something privately to just my husband, I can do that, and I can show you how to do that in a minute. So now we can get out of this, X out of it. Okay, exit View As. Oh, now we're back in regular. Okay, so we need to go back to settings, timeline, and tagging. Okay, so that was review what other people see on your timeline. That was the View As. Who can see posts you've been tagged in? So this is, I guess this kind of will edit how it shows up in the news feed too, because it's only going to show in the news feed for these people. Friends except acquaintances was something that I had available to me a while ago, but I haven't seen it lately. Like, it was a way to make subcategorize my friends, and that was pretty cool. But there's lots of ways to subcategorize your friends. So you can like make a list that's specifically the people you went to high school with, for example, or the people that you work with, or the people from your kid's school, things like that. You can specify your different friends list. And then you can use that for things like this. So for example, I have like a gajillion down here that I made all these bizarro groups forever ago. Who can see what others post on your timeline? So again, you can edit it here. Review tags. People add to your own posts. Okay, so I have this off. So in other words, if I post something publicly and a friend sees it and wants to tag their friend, because it might be about cancer or multiple sclerosis or whatever, and they have a friend who's going through that same thing and they want their friend to see it, I will allow tagging. I don't have an issue with that, but some people might. So this is where you would edit it. When you're tagged in a post, who do you want to add to the audience if they aren't already in it? Okay, so when you're tagged in a post, usually it automatically makes friends, but I guess I set that way. I didn't realize. So when you're tagged in a post, you can make it, oh, look at that, custom. So then I chose my friends except acquaintances people. Neat. Who do you want to add to the audience? Okay. So I guess it just makes it so that, like, if you're tagged in somebody else's public post, you don't necessarily want the public to see that post and that you've been tagged in it. So you can set that privacy here. Who sees tag suggestions when photos that look, I don't like this one. This one's bizarre to me. This is where Facebook uses facial recognition. If you're okay with this, go ahead, you can turn it on, but I did not want this on. So you can go through and read that when you're going through these. But I prefer to have that one not on. There was something, oh yeah, so I was going to show you how to do a post to just specific people. So for one thing, if I tag somebody, it's going to automatically show to them. So if I automatically post it as only me, it says only me plus anyone tagged automatically. So I don't really have to do anything. But if I don't tag him, and it's like this, geez, without tagging him, see how it's not highlighted? Now what I need to do is go click on more and click on specific friends. And then I choose who I want to see it. And save changes. Specific friends. We'll go ahead and post that. He'll like it. Okay, so that is Facebook for Beginners, timeline and tagging. I hope that was beneficial. Share this with your grandmas. People who are just coming on to Facebook, share this with them so that they can see how to do these privacy settings. Okay, so this is Rebecca, and I am out. Have a great day.